I'm at my friend's house, and this is a friend that I grew up with dancing ballet. So I decided to finish, well, not finish, but start my second ballet series video. We've just been talking about essentially like what it was like to quit ballet. What I've said so far is like how every single ballet class I've taken thus far has felt like I've regretted quitting. Like every single time I take a ballet class now, I love it so much that I'm like, I gave this up and I don't know why. I felt like I've made a mistake. I felt like I've let people down. I felt like I've let a lot of people down, namely Mr. Long. And also myself, because I love ballet so much, and I don't think that you do. Right.
No, but like I've loved other. That's why I said I wanted someone to tell me that when I was 15 that I should take a modern class, because I've loved the modern classes that I've taken the way that I think that you love ballet. Exactly.
I don't know. Ballet has always been my favorite, especially during like waltz combinations. I'm like so into it, and I'm like, this is the greatest. And then the reason why I don't enjoy it as much as I could is because I quit ballet. I feel like there's always a point in like loving a combination where I realize, oh, I quit this. I could have done this, maybe for a living. And I quit, so that was dumb. It just like consistently happens every time, and I don't know why. And I just feel like I had talent and I wasted it. I feel like I'm wasting it. And honestly, I think a lot of it is because I fucking hate point. I hate point. Whoever invented point can go die.
It's like foot binding for Chinese people.
For real! Who invented dancing on the literal tops of your feet? Can we all just picture dancing on your toes? The tips of them in like a wooden box. Horrendous.
It's not even wood, it's made out of glue.
It's made out of like paper mache essentially.
Paper mache and
but
glue.
It's hard as heck. And I didn't even take point as much as the average ballet dancer should take point. My studio, we grew up taking 2 classes on point a week.
2 classes and 2 rehearsals.
Okay, like kind of a lot of point, but not enough point. When I went to Pittsburgh Ballet Theater, we would do our 9:30 a.m. ballet class, and from 9:30 to 10 would be like bar, and then from 10 to 6 p.m. point shoes, non-stop, just the whole time. And I was awful. My ankles were so weak. I was not strong enough to do any of the things that they wanted me to do. They would have us do variations class and have us do like the things Caroline were like incredible at. Caroline could like hop across the entire stage doing rond de jambes on point, hopping on point the whole stage. And they would have me do that and I'd be like, I can't. And so I would fall and they'd be like, just try harder. And I'd be like, but my ankles are so weak. And everybody in the program was better at this than me. I was definitely the weakest one on point, which was the most frustrating because I wasn't the weakest one technically. And that's frustrating. Like, I really enjoy where I'm at in my life right now, but I also think like, Ava, you totally could have been a ballet dancer if you tried hard enough, but you didn't try hard enough, so you're not. Okay, we're talking about when I was injured in Pittsburgh Ballet Theater because this is a pivotal moment in my life. I was injured senior year of high school and it kind of just avalanched up until my year at Pittsburgh Ballet Theater. Senior year, I was told that I had tendonitis in my Achilles, and so I was getting treatment for that the whole time. And then once I got an MRI, like halfway through Pittsburgh, I realized that I had an ostrigonum, which is a bone in the back of your heel that's supposed to fuse to your heel when you're a baby, and mine didn't. And most people don't notice this unless you're a dancer or like a soccer player or something extraneous like this. I probably noticed it at the start of senior year and it was hurting me, but it wasn't a big deal. And then it actually broke in half, probably towards the end of senior year when it was hurting a lot and I was crying a bunch. And then the broken bones started ripping at tendons in the back of my heel, like very small tendons, but that was what was happening in Pittsburgh, and I was crying all the time. The art form itself has so much respect that, like, if you are injured, it doesn't matter. If you ever show that anything is bothering you, the art form is more important than the like health of your person. If you are in extreme pain, it doesn't matter. And I totally remember that even in high school. Like, if anybody sat out, we judged them. Even if what they had was like a legitimate excuse. If you really loved ballet and if you really wanted to do it and if you were really passionate, you would stick through anything for it. And that's how it was. And that's how Pittsburgh was. And I definitely felt everybody judging me anytime I would sit out. And so I just cried. I cried through like so many classes because I felt like I had to stick through classes with a broken bone in my heel because the art form was more important than the pain I was in. I feel like I can equate it kind of to like being a gymnast, like an Olympian gymnast. I bet that they go through similar things.
I think ballet is like super ironic though. The point of it is like your body, like everyone's bodies contribute to this like highest form of art that everyone thinks is like the highest expression of human existence. Like that's what everyone in ballet thinks. Mm-hmm. And then, but like what you as an individual are expected to do to like contribute to that is sacrifice every like biological indication that you are injured and hurt and in a huge fucking amount of disgusting pain.
Exactly.
To be a ballerina. Like you have to not be in pain to be a ballerina, even though it's the most painful thing you've ever done.
It's such an act all the time. I do specifically remember we did a show, a tribute to our teacher who passed away. I was in a trio in the show and I remember thinking like I couldn't do it. There's no way. This injury, this tendonitis, which made, because it was called tendonitis, it seemed like not a big deal. Even my teachers and my like peers were like, it's tendonitis, like do the show.
Get over yourself, Ava.
Yeah, get over it. It's tendonitis, you're fine. And I was like, yeah, yep, you're right. And I like talk about it, I'm like, you're right, it's tendonitis, like I'm fine. As I'm doing my trio, I had just the fakest smile on my face that I could possibly muster together. And the second I got off stage, I fell to the floor. And I remember Emily was there. And I was in tears. I was sobbing. And she was like, this is not normal. Like, this can't be tendonitis. And I was like, I don't know what it is. And I was just like a mess of just tears and pain. And I was like, this, you're right. This can't be just like a simple thing that isn't a big deal. And like, I had just done a trio on fucking point shoes. And it was just expected to be fine. And like, I had stuff to do after the trio, definitely. I had to go back on stage, like, directly afterwards. So, that was a hard show. Yeah, and a lot of the time at Pittsburgh was mostly feeling like that. Feeling like I was weak and pathetic and wasn't measuring up to anybody else in the program. I felt like I was making stuff up to like get out of things. And I felt like people thought that I was doing that. And I wasn't. I had a horrendous injury that needed surgery. I needed surgery to remove bones. Like, and I talked myself so deep into it that I felt like it was nothing. That's so bad. This is the most ridiculous video. I gotta turn it off.